I'm back. You probably thought I gave up on wrestling and didn't care about it. Well, I mean, for a while I might have, but I'm back. All wrestling fans deserve something great. And Raw 25 will provide just that. With great A superstars like... If I'm being honest with you, I'm excited for tonight because if you didn't enjoy wrestling all of this year, and it's been rough, let me tell you. Wait, we're only 3 weeks into the year. Sorry, I meant 2017. A little rough of a year for a WWE fan. I can't promise I tuned into every Raw and SmackDown. I probably fast-forwarded a bunch, but that doesn't matter because tonight we are talking about history. We are looking back at what made me a wrestling fan, and that's what I'm diving into you guys about. That's what I want to chat with you guys about. What are your Raw 25 memories? We could literally talk about anything. We could jump in. Go back to the Hell in a Cell, obviously. I could go back to some of the more less forgotten about moments that people probably would never put on their list, like Alex Riley versus The Miz from the modern era. I enjoyed that match. Daniel Bryan versus Dolph Ziggler from Bragging Rights 2010, where Daniel Bryan, well, there's a lot of stuff we could talk about. There's so many memories. There's so many things that, to be honest with you, I don't even know guys like this. Ladies like that. Honestly, I'm blown away. Can I throw an idea out? Think about this. Raw 25. Do you remember Heath Slater? Remember when Heath Slater got beat up by Legends? Well, what about the Revival? The Revival come out tonight, and then Legends come out and squash him. But that's not enough. Later on, the Revival wants another segment. They're backstage. More Legends beat him up. And then they're like, no, we're done with this. They drive all the way to the Manhattan Center. On the way over to the Manhattan Center, the Brooklyn Brawler ambushes them. That brings Brooklyn Brawler in. We have everything, brother. You have everybody taken in. You could have them flying in the helicopter Evolution style. There's so much you could do. And then when they finally get there, when Revival's there, you're just making a joke about their injury history. So Legends after Legends after Legends keep beating them down. They say you're hurt, don't go out there, but they finally go out there. Although it's a 3-hour show, so it's not gonna happen. I fantasy booked that. I got it in my head. It doesn't happen tonight. Vince, what are you doing? You're wrecking the WWE. Did you not see my script? It was fantasy booked. It was perfect, Vince. But you're too focused on being Vince. Which is a good thing, because if you focus on my ideas, you'd be fucking broke. You're a company. But in 25 years, I don't care about the company's finances. I don't care about the ratings. I care about the show. I could watch a show that had the worst rating ever while people put on the best moments ever on the best rated shows. No. Give me the lower ones. Give me the crappy ones. Give me the ones that didn't have those big moments. I'll be honest with you. I have thought in the last 5 years, Russo was just a down on his... he couldn't let go of the Attitude Era. But I'll be honest with you, after going back and watching some Attitude Era stuff where I used to make the excuse that, you know, back then a lot of stuff wasn't actually that good. It was just a lot of the great moments filled in, which is partly true, but to be honest with you, there are a lot of things that happened in the Attitude Era that were good. Vince Russo's point about coming in, bang, 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 booking, short attention spans, you don't have time. And then he tries to tell people that shorter matches are better and then longer wrestling fans are marks. But we're all fans for wrestling. I don't care if you like the costumes. I don't care if you want to go to a wrestling event to go for the music. I don't care if you go to the wrestling event to be the only guy in the crowd that sits there all night trying to get a chant off. And when he finally gets that chant off, he goes, worth it, every penny. This man spent $80 on a ticket just to get a CM Punk chant going, and he got his money's worth. I want to know why in Raw 25, what made you be a fan? Was it moments? Was it stories? Was it scripts? Was it Vince? Was it characters? Was it matches? Was it people? And then we can discuss. And then we can argue and bicker and fight. But then we can look at everybody else that doesn't even like wrestling and go, nerd. We love wrestling. This is our Raw 25 history. For me, if I had to pick out the biggest moment in history, I don't know if I could. I don't know if I'm ready to define what made me a pro wrestling fan because I was conditioned to be a pro wrestling fan since birth. My dad used to wake me up. My dad was a big wrestling fan growing up with AWA and Vern Gagne. That's all I ever heard about was pro wrestling. I'm second generation born in blood. All they ever used to talk about. Minnesota wrestling, is it real? Is it fake? My dad is one of the biggest kayfabe dudes in the world. He's probably the guy that's at the gym. He's still the it's still real to me, damn it, guy. But that doesn't stop me. As a wrestling fan, I'm 1 or 2 years old getting woken up in the morning. This is a true story. At my very first apartment, I don't remember that. I was a kid. 1 to 2 years old. My dad used to wake me up for WCW reruns in the morning. I'll be honest with you, I've been a wrestling fan my whole lifetime, but big chunks of wrestling, I went away and tuned out. But at the end of the day, I still loved wrestling. I still had that passion for it, and I loved it, and I dived into it. I could not watch for a year. Something could happen and bring me back in. Tonight, that's going to happen on Raw 25. People are going to return just to see Beth Phoenix. Some people are going to return to see Edge. Some people want to see whoever made them love wrestling. I can't tell you what made you fall in love with wrestling, but for me, my personal Raw 25 moment, there's so many of them. And that one. Well, no, don't forget about that one. That was a good one too. At the end of the day, Raw 25 today is probably going to be amazing. They're probably going to get a lot of bang, bang, bang stuff in. Some legends are probably going to get a shorter on-screen time, and it's going to tick some people off. But tonight, if you are a wrestling fan, Raw 25 is for you. WWE, after everything they do to fans, they don't try to do it to fans. I'll be honest with you. I'm one of the guys that for the last 5 years, I love wrestling. It was easier to complain about it and find people to be like, yeah, but I don't want to do that anymore. Because even if I watch Raw tonight and it's bad, but one thing happened on that show that made my day, I'm going to celebrate that thing. I may be bummed out it doesn't happen more, but I want to see that. I see people like, and I saw this at SummerSlam. I see what Raw 25 does. I see what Raw does. This isn't me sticking up for WWE. This is me sticking up for wrestling because I just love wrestling. There was a young boy at SummerSlam. He's probably 11 or 12 years old. And I don't want to speculate. I don't want to say anything about him. From my perspective, it probably looked like he had some sort of learning impairment, that people around him, he was very active in wrestling, and he was up and he was, visually and vocally interacting as a young kid, and to see him fall so much in love with that Bobby Roode match, to where he thought Bobby got hurt on that wicked spot, and he got up and he's asking Bobby if he's okay. And in that moment, I didn't judge him. I didn't think anything about it. I just went, how cool is that? He is so engaged right now. He cares about this. Fans around him would chuckle and laugh, and I went, come on, dude. As he's yelling, asking if Bobby's okay. They have down on the floor, they have people walking by, crew members, and he's trying to stop him like, hey, Bobby, are you okay? I don't want to make fun of that person. I want to realize you're at a wrestling event. I've asked 5 other people to come to a wrestling event. None other would. We need to be a community. So for Raw 25, if I had to give you, come on, Tubby, give me that cheap pop. You're waiting for the pop. You know what I'm going to say, right? You know what moment's the favorite of all time. You know Tubby Emu is the John Cena mark. You know that I'm probably going to give you that moment and it's going to tick some people off. Or is it? What is my favorite moment? Could it be the CM Punk pipe bomb promo? Could it be The Rock returning? Could it be Once in a Lifetime? Could it be the Steamboat? Could it be Flair? What could it be?